Hello everyone. I'm showing you some of the flowers I planted from seeds this spring, well this winter into spring because spring starts this week. But the first ones are my vincas, and as you can see, I love vincas because vincas are very tolerant. They're very sensitive about their water content, but they're very heat tolerant and they're very colorful. So I like to plant them. So I have two flats of vincas, if I let me focus properly. I have two flats of vincas on the shelf, and I have one down here on the grow tent floor because I'm watering. I'm had to pull it out. It's a chore, but as you can see, they look quite healthy and they're growing. And what I did was I used a seed starting mix with some vermiculite and sand, and I mixed those together and sprinkled the seeds onto that mixture. Then took a handful of soil and sprinkle over the seeds. Took a spray bottle and sprayed the seeds to get some moisture to moisten the top of the soil along. Remember though, the soil should already be moist, but then to get the seed going, I sprinkled the top with the spray bottle, and then put in a black plastic bag, put on a heat mat, and then 3 days later I had sprouts. And this is what I had from my sprout, all of these vincas. And then the extra vincas I placed in blue containers because I have two vincas in each compartment. I think that's enough because it's going to limit their growth. And if you look back there, I have about 5 blue containers of vincas. So they're doing really, really well. And then over here, my next flowers are my dahlias. And these I grew from tubers. I had dahlias from last spring, which I bought. And then they grew so well and so big, and for so long they flowered all summer into the fall. In fact, we had to cut them down to get the tubers. And as you can see, they're coming back, and I guess I prepped them correctly for the fall because they did come back. I may have planted them too early because I have dahlia, they're beginning to flower, so I'm a little bit worried about that. I may have to cut them down. And then I have over here my marigolds, and they're getting their true leaves. I plant marigolds every year, and that's because I think they have certain effect in the garden, and I think that they do work in keeping certain animals and insects away. And the deer don't seem to want to eat my my marigolds. And then I have. If you can see the vincas, I have my zinnias, and this one's getting too tall, started to burn, so I'm topping them off. And then I have these over here, which I topped off. They were getting too tall, so I topped them off. Too tall and lanky, so I topped to grow some more branches. And over here I have my Callias mix, also from seeds. So every single thing in here is from my personal seeds I harvested last fall. This one too, the Callias mix, they're growing. You know how many I took out and they just still come up because I don't put in, I just sprinkle. I still have tons of seeds. And then over here I have, my hollies, and they grew so big last year, huge, over 6 feet tall, and beautiful flowers. So I grew them again this year. And over here is what we call impatiens, I hope. I ordered these things online. I probably was ripped off, but they had beautiful flowers, so I kept them, and I kept the seeds to grow them again this spring.